Hello, hope everyone's doing well. Today, going over the extreme challenge mode for the month of June. This will be the constellation Cancer. Be fighting Admiral Graf Spee. Now she vaguely looks like a crab. She got the big old claws on her, much like a crab does. But yeah, so there's quite a bit of time remaining. I made a post. I don't know if I show my fleet or not, but with a battleship fleet of like almost 8 minutes. But I managed to get my time down quite a bit, but not with the battleship fleet. The universe does not want me to use battleships for anything apparently. Yeah, so I'll be going over this boss fight, some strategies, the mechanics of it, what I think you should do when you're in the boss fight, and then my fleet, and I'll go over my run, showing you, what I do at various times. So we have Admiral Grasby. She is a Ironblood heavy cruiser. She has medium armor. Keep that in mind for when you're picking your gear. You want stuff that's good against medium. She's not heavy, she's not light. So when the battle starts, she generates a cluster of shields. This is 5 anti-torpedo shields that can block 4 torpedoes, swimming each, and then 5 anti-shelling shields that can block 20 bullets that last for 20 seconds. And after, sorry, not 20 seconds, 25 seconds. And after that, the shields refresh. So if you're going to be, actually doing damage, you got to get those shields down, because then they'll regenerate. However, you can, work around this a bit. So 27 seconds after the battle starts, so this will be after her first refresh, it will mark an area of the battlefield, and I'll show this off in channel. So it just means there'll be a circular area on this battlefield, and your speed is reduced by 10. And after channeling is finished, I believe it's 9 seconds. No, it's a couple seconds. Pretty quick, like 5. But so your speed will reduce by 10, and this thing will spawn, and it's basically Graf Spee's claw, but just out in the field, like a summon. And it will deal damage to all your Vanguard and lock them in place. So you want to avoid getting grabbed by this. So for your team comp, you'll want a destroyer or two, the Cosmic Kicks, the Beaver Tag, something to keep your speed up so you can keep moving and stay out of this thing's way. And then so grab them and hold them for 9 seconds. So you'll have 9 seconds to defeat this thing when it grabs you. And if it grabs you, you absolutely want to defeat it. So it only inflict and receive 20% collision damage, so you can't use like the glowworm ramming strat to destroy this thing. But when this thing misses, so you're fast enough you can get out of the way, and it just grabs and misses, and it just despawns, the boss, so Spee, will lose her shields, all her shields, and take 100% more damage from your Vanguard for 12 seconds. So you definitely want to be moving around a lot, because you'll be wasting damage trying to kill this thing if it grabs you. So make sure you try and dodge at all possible. In the run, I got grabbed once, unfortunately, but managed to overcome it pretty quickly. And the reason why you want to either dodge or kill it and not let it do its thing is it will restore 5% max HP, so 5 full health bars to Spee, then it will leave the battlefield. So if you get grabbed and don't defeat it, it doesn't get rid of Spee's shields, it immobilizes you, so you're getting hit by all Spee's projectiles, does some damage to you, and then it heals Spee. So make sure you definitely dodge or defeat it. That's the key. Dodge or defeat. So yeah, let's just go over the fleet comp. So I wanted to use a battleship fleet for this, and I was trying. I think my best time was like 750 prior to this, and I was, scratching my head, couldn't figure it out. I was trying different Vanguard comps, different backline comps, and unfortunately, I was starting to the point where I was getting like 5 health bars every 30 seconds, which or just slightly above that amount. So like I'd barely be killing it. I was like, okay, that's not working. So I said, okay, you know what? Let's try old reliable one more time, and keeping an eye on what I learned from watching the boss fight. So I'll upload the VOD of just the gameplay, so you can look at that. That'll be an unlisted video in the description of this one. That way you can keep an eye on the boss and see what it does, watch its patterns, and see where you need to dodge at, and the timing of things. So we've got Augur. She's here for be a tank and inflict armor break. Really good, and she does a bunch of damage. That's cool. The slow, not worried about this time. Doesn't really matter to me this time. She is the Beaver Tag Squad for the evade, HP, and speed boost. And then I gave her the Oasis Barometer that is part of the Reflections in the Oasis event rewards. Just gives evade, hit, which is nice because she's a large cruiser, and then +2 speed. It's not a lot, but you know, could be nice. And she has the greatsword because slash attacks are very good for this game mode. Kazugumo is here to buff the torpedo damage. Here, where is it? There it is. Damage from your carriers. I have this gun on her because it is the best I saw for medium armor for DD guns. Torpedoes just magnetic, so they hit. Cosmic kicks for the speed and evade, and then washing machine for survivability. And Sirius has the Seattle gun for that 110 modifier, and then Mark Sirius, aviation. Also increases their hit rate against CAs. That's really nice. And then the rest of the gear, you know, same thing. Mag torps so they actually hit. Hazemare for the fuck of it, and the heal. Not the heal, the hit. Washing machine for that. Oh, I didn't have the sword on here. That's unfortunate. As you can see, I was messing with the Helenas a bit with my Battleship fleet. I saw some comps that are using like double Helena and someone else, and I was like, how the hell are you doing this on auto? I don't get it. I'm not big brain enough to use battleships, I guess. And in the back line, same old, same old. Aku's here to do an insane amount of damage. She got her barrage. That is timed with her airstrike attack. That's nice. As for the carriers, there's that new piece of gear in the core data shop that buffs damage by 4%, but reduces loading time, or increases loading time by 4% as a trade-off. If it was gold, I would say worth it, probably. Let me just show it off. That's what I should talk about the core data shop stuff in there, but I'll just go over this real quick. Where is it? Oh, it's the Manju plane, I think it was. Yep, there it is. Elite Aviation Manju. Now, my problem with this gear is it's purple, so you can't get that full upside damage boost. So it's like, you get 1%, but you lose some aviation, you lose some HP, you don't get the same gear modifier, like efficiency modifier, from having it at +13. It only goes to +11. So I'll have to, once I get like 2 of these, so next month, I'll probably go over them and talk about, you know, is this worthwhile? I described one for now, because new stuff, interesting. Got Implacable, for her slow, so all the torpedoes hit. And she's got the double Ryuseis. I have them. Okay, the same modifier for efficiency. That's good. Flying Flapjack to time her better. I'm thinking who I would try that piece of gear on first is her, just to get her timing a bit more in line with Haku and Shinano for auto mode. That's what I'm thinking there. And with that way, I'm not losing out on too much damage because she's not the main focus of damage. Having that little bit less gear efficiency modifier, a little less stats. So we'll see. We'll see how that turns out. And Shinano's here. I initially tried having the prototype, what's it called? Prototype Helldiver on her, but it was not doing damage that was adequate to me. And the Ryuseis have a 111 modifier on them, so that's good enough. And they'll have the bows, their augment gear. There's no planes in this, so it doesn't help them. So yeah, I could have gotten a little bit extra damage if I have like Blackable with the Scepter, but figured it out. You know, it works good enough. Just let's go over to the run. Let me make sure I have the run open. Second. Okay. Ba-da-bum. There we go. And then, oh yeah, my cats. Bishimaru has good aviation, good reload, and Flames Aggression. And then Arc is the staff cat, and she just gives good stats too. She's not too crazy though. Didn't have Flames Aggression or Ace or anything. So here, you saw me run in between these two circular objects that spawn and start shooting AP ammo to dodge them. They shoot the normal ammo burst. I didn't dodge as well for that second wave. And these things, some will despawn, and you can kind of sneak through, and the red ones will go through the middle. These bursts will come out. You can run ahead, you can dodge it pretty well. Spee will mark where she's going to fire larger barrages at. So here are the red marks. She'll fire AP ammo at them. Just keep moving around. Let's get my airstrikes ready. Those firing lines, and there's big rods. There is the summon right there. So you saw a little red circle pop up. It starts spawning right underneath you, so you make sure to get out of the way. Go spawn, grab, and then we just start mollywopping Spee. And then I spawn my submarines, just so the shields will be down. They can get their torpedoes to do actually some damage, and there's enough time for me to fire a second barrage of planes off, which is cool. And also, my submarines have a cat with Flames Aggression on it, so while they are present, that's an extra 3% damage. That's really cool. These challenge mode maps are like very long, like time-wise and then like physical length-wise. So there we go. Good chunk of damage. Oh, you can see Spee trying to target the carriers, but they have concealment, so they take a bit less damage. And we barely dodged that one. Getting smacked up with those red projectiles, but that's okay. Tanky enough. Not doing a great job of dodging right now. Just rushing those planes out. And you can see the slash is saving us from some damage. Obviously, it's not the end-all be-all. And there we go, and we can start dropping the planes. The spinning projectile things just kind of fly around, and those red makes like a line you can run through. There's this attack where they despawn and kind of like cross. Go up, you dodge, try and run past those. They're making good progress. This is not a perfect run, as I'll show you in a little bit. I do get grabbed once, and the boss ended up healing. Healing? It's not a real word, I don't think. Okay, and jump back. See the boss, the grabber comes out and just clamps down, then disappears. There's this. We try and stay in the middle and just kind of wiggle around a bit. There's that attack. I'm in the zone at this point, and I'm just saying, fuck it, we ball. We can take the damage. I am trying to dodge most of it, but some of it I just kind of face eat. And if you're using carriers, you can use the carriers to clear the screen, depending on your timing. That was not great timing on those carrier drops, because you saw the shields start spawning as the planes are coming in. They're not there now. And right there they just spawned. So right as I launched Shinanos, they spawned, so that wasn't good timing on my part. I should have paid attention and waited a little longer. And we'll see that, you know, it didn't really matter if I waited longer, because watch, I'm gonna get grabbed. So you have to make sure all your ships are out of that circle, because you will get grabbed. I'm spamming the planes out to hopefully kill this thing. I don't quite do it, and you can see Spee heals up that 5 health bars. So yeah, she was down to 26. We started to go to 31, and the last bit of Haku's planes knocked her down to 30 again. See those red projectiles trying to go for us, but we wiggled out of the way. I tried using the battleship gun for whatever reason. You ran out of the way for that. And as you move farther forward, it's harder to move around. So just stay back a little bit. You see where this line's at, where they're fighting. You kind of slow down as you approach Spee. So we're waiting for all the planes to get ready. We're gonna wait for the claw. We just stay out of its range, and we dump the planes. Unfortunately, with the timing, once again, not great. I believe after this, we link it up pretty good with our planes. Managed to drop. I think one of these times we end up just like doing them back to back to back. So we have like 6 in a row. Just barely got out of the grabber's range. And Spee's going down, below 10 HP or 10 health bars. And we go all the way of the claw. And we see the arm just despawns. And then we just have our planes finish her off. And there we go. So yeah. If you pay attention to the timing, that's when you be screenshotting it for posterity. Let's wait for the little thing to despawn. So here's our final damage. Haku, 1.5 million. Shinano, 1.2. Implacable, 1 million. Augur, 500,000. And then Kazugumo and Sirius, but they're just here for support. So yeah, you know, not a terrible run. I'd like to get a little faster, but it's a lot better than what I did with the Battleship fleet, which was, I think when I ran it was like New Jersey, Vanguard, and Musashi. That got me to like 750. So, you know, I wasn't happy with that. But as for alternatives for this fleet, honestly, I would keep the Kazugumo and Sirius just for their buffs. And what you could do is Augur is here for their tankiness and her armor break, but Haku's Tenrise and Shinano's Tenrai. If you don't have Tenrise, then obviously you'd like to have an armor break somewhere. But Chikuma has some aviation buffs. I believe more so for the Sakura Empires. She does decrease her speed, so be aware of that. She has a slow. And let's see. Every 20 seconds. So the timing might be a little funky if you're waiting for the claw to spawn and grab and then despawn so the shields go down. So, you know, it's like waiting for Helena to spawn her Rocker radar scan. It looks like it's a 50% chance, a little worse than Helena. And it's a 6% for 8 seconds. So maybe not Chikuma. I'd stick with Augur or just any good tank you have. Anchorage, obviously, fantastic tank. Baltimore, Bremerton, Kronstadt. Brest is really good as a tank. Figure back. As for alternative fleets, like I mentioned, I tried running a battleship fleet. I tried running a torpedo front line of Noshiro, Shimakaze, and Udachi. And I was only doing just to make full use of that when the shields go down, or when the claw despawns after it is killed or misses, to make most of doing torpedoes with that 100% damage buff. But it still was not really making a huge difference for me. So unfortunately, yeah, that did not work out. But yeah, I wish one of these days I will have a fleet comp video of boss fights. Well, like I said, for the Oasis one, but that's not just carrier fleet. Hey, you got Hakuryu. Yeah, as for alternatives, just your strong carriers with conversion torps, and then get you like Arc Royal, Formidable, August. Just check August is slow. If it's tied to her airstrikes, okay, it's tied to her airstrikes. It's not 100% like implacable, but as long as it's tied to your airstrikes, you should be good with the slow. Formidable's the same. And there's some other things, other slowers. Oh, where Formidable's at? There she is. Let's check her out. Don't move an inch. So 80% chance, a little bit better than August von Percival's rock rate. And you don't have to run this. It's albacore. Hey, what is that buff? She gets a buff with having it. It's additional flooding. So, you know, I would just run something else for the extra damage. Yes, let me turn my fleet as it was. So yeah, I hope this was helpful. Hope you enjoyed. If you think someone else could benefit from seeing this, feel free to share it out. You know, want to help people with their boss fights and such. And yeah, thank you for watching again. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.